Glass Letterbox. This is the general reading for Virgo, February 2021. Again, it is a general reading, so it's not going to connect or resonate with everyone out there, but hopefully there's something here that's interesting or curious or helpful that you can take with you to consider as you move throughout February. If what's here isn't what's applicable for you, feel free to check your other placements. What's happening for you right now may be showing up somewhere else in your chart. So if Virgo is your sun, check your moon, rising, and Venus signs as well. You can do that as well to get a more comprehensive picture of what's happening for you to consider as you move forward through February as well. We're going to begin here with what's moving out of influence, the end of January, beginning of February. And for some of you out there, the Two of Swords. So a little bit of blocked vision, not knowing which choice to take, a little bit stalled on in your mind about what to do or where to go, what to say yes to, what to say no to, the next step that you want to decide to take. So you've been considering something for a while, just not quite sure which decision that you want to take. Current influence is Seven of Coins. Okay, so this is a position of reviewing what you've already manifested. This is the earth space, so the material realm, the external part of your life, where all of your effort and intention and actions result in the tangible evidence of those things. So you've already developed some things. You've already had some return on some investments. You've already had some resources that you've acquired and stability that you've gained. So there's growth here. It may not be exactly where you want it to be, but the Seven does suggest there's further development to be had. This is supported by the Chariot, so there's momentum built up behind this. It's just waiting to engage to bring it up to the next level. All right, so currently considering what you've already done, what you've already succeeded in, what you've already accomplished, experience you've already gained, connections you already have, resources that you've acquired to this point, okay, in reflection on this decision that you want to make with the Two of Swords. So future influences, the oncoming influences are the Sun and Death. Wow. All right. It's a powerful combo. So the Sun is everything is illuminated. So some revelation may come to you in reviewing the resources and experience you already manifested. Some new information or new understanding or a new perspective on those things, or a new idea about how you can innovate to move forward or transform with Death. To encourage further growth here is going to unblock that vision and allow you to tap into your intuition, trust it, have faith in it, that you're going to come along the right opportunity that's going to then allow this to further develop and flourish. The Sun is the most positive card in the deck. All right, it's also may help to talk to a Leo. Sun rules over Leo. But this is a youthful, exuberant, nourishing energy. All right, and then Death suggests transformation. So the ending of a cycle is coming up here. The reason that you may have been stalled in this Two of Swords space may be because in the daily readings that I do, a lot of cycles have closed. All of the tens were showing up. The world was showing up, reversed and upright. The Wheel of Fortune was all over the place. So that's more of a collective general reading. But cycles have been closing and things have been changing. We've shifted from Earth energy in Capricorn collectively into Aquarius. So a very magnetized, grounded Earth energy that we've been under the influence for quite a long time, I think like hundreds of years. The influences in that particular zone has been applying, and now they've moved in from very magnetized, grounded energy into a very high air space, high mind space. And innovation and collective, and what's good for the individual is good for the collective and vice versa. So some transformation in the cyclical nature of those things, and what's being closed off, what's being completed, and then what's opening up. In this interim space, revelation can come, and you can reinvigorate and revitalize your perspective on the potential of what it is that you've already done. All right, so review those things, review your accomplishments, review those things that were setbacks or where you've tripped up or you've made missteps so that you're aware of those and you know how to navigate them in the future. Those are all the 5 space. So check all the activity that you've had in the the adversity and conflicts and obstacles that you've met along the way to reach this point of completion, this point of development. And then with the decision, the revelation that you have that inspires you to take this decision and trust that you'll be able to follow it through successfully into this transformation that can allow you to innovate and expand. Jupiter is in Aquarius. That's the planet of the influence of expansion right now, with the sun in Aquarius as well. So if you like astrological influences, you can look more into that. We're also in Mercury retrograde, which means right now considering your options is good. Checking the fine details, the fine print, you know, all the little avenues of inspection and questioning and curiosity in what you want to decide to apply to the 7 that you've already arrived at in order to get to the 10. All right, but in a Mercury retrograde, that allows you the time and space to do that. But you also want to sort of, if it's a new connection or a new contract or a new agreement, you want to take the time and maybe hold off until Mercury goes direct again at the end of the month before you sign on the dotted line. In the interim, in that space in between, with the illumination and the transformation that you have happening here, that's the time to assess all of the details. And I know my Virgos out there love digging into the details, into the minutiae, into, you know, all the like tiny little tidbits to make sure that what it is what it actually is. Okay, let's get some more information on this 2 of Swords, 4 of Cups, and the 10 of Wands. Okay, so this could be a little bit of detachment, a little bit of being removed, turned inward, a little bit in your feelings and your emotions over the uncertainty with this 2 of Swords. All right, so a little heavy water there with the 10 of Wands in actions. That's overwhelm, overstimulation. Too much focus on the expectation of how you need to do things and the result that you're expected to receive back from in return from those actions. All right, so that's holding you up because you're a little bit disengaged and removed in this 4 of Cups space, and a little bit overly focused or overly preoccupied with the expectations of you with this 10 of Wands. So processing through that and considering those things emotionally, reviewing those things to come to a point of stability. Check what you've already gained. Check the fulfillment that you've already had with the 7 of Coins. Check the opportunities that are on the horizon or that are approaching you or that you're seeking to be able to accept, to bring you through and out of this heavy water space to reach that point of emotional stability to where you can then re-engage, alleviate some of these expectations with the 10 of Wands. So reconsider what exactly is it that you're responsible for. Delegate those responsibilities if that's possible. If you're carrying responsibilities that are not yours, give them back to who they belong to. Reevaluate and reprioritize those things that are going to support you and that you are going to embrace to take forward with you to break up this 10 of Wands, to be more manageable and more reasonable and more engaging so you can get fired up about it and move forward and come out of this sort of heavy water space with the 4 of Cups to re-engage, be reinvigorated. All right, and that's what passing out of influence. So with the 7 of Coins, we have the Star. Okay, you are in line with destiny. You are in alignment and coming into alignment with opportunity, with expansion. Again, it's Aquarius season right now, so the Star is shining down upon you. You know, it's about friendship and connections and community and the benefit to the collective, also the benefit to the individual within that process, and also what's working behind the scenes to align and come into frequency with what you're bringing forward. All right, so that's very auspicious, very nice. Also the card of Aquarius, it may help to talk to an Aquarius. You also have Death here with Scorpio. It may help to talk to a Scorpio. And then under the Sun and Death, we have the 6 of Wands, victory through action. All right, so that is taking the time to process and alleviate some of the extra burdens that you've been carrying that are not yours. releasing the expectations of how you're supposed to show up and what you're supposed to be doing and your expectation and perception of what that looks like, releasing that and willing to be in the moment and navigate that space as need be, reprioritizing those things down to the Six of Wands so that you can then become reinvigorated and re-engaged, reconnected. Six is the point of connection, the point of reciprocity, and the nature of exchange. Beautiful. Love it. So for whoever's connecting with this, you're moving away from this sort of disengagement, despondency, disconnection, uncertainty, insecurity, and the anxiety that can be caused by the weight of responsibility that you feel is upon you. Considering what you've already done, where you've already been successful, what you need to learn, where you want to grow, where you want to reconnect with the universe working on your behalf to meet you halfway, stepping into the sun and transformation and victory through those actions. Beautiful. What do we have at the bottom of the deck? Seven of Swords. Okay, so in the Mercury retrograde, still being a little bit defensive, still being a little bit protective. All right, so not completely making yourself vulnerable in your, because this is the mental space again, this is the mental body. Your perspective, perception, the story that you tell yourself, limitations you put upon yourself, permissions that you give yourself. With the Seven of Swords, it indicates that there's a point where you're going to step back and you're going to want to turn away or run away or defend yourself or be maybe feelings of inadequacy, something like that, especially if you're coming into connection with something that you want, something that you've been actively working towards. So in those moments, especially in Mercury retrograde, take some time to consider, okay, why was that my reaction? What happened there? Why did I step back when it's something that I've been actively seeking to connect with? What's happening there? Take the time and space to consider those things and come to the understandings that can then release you from that defensive response or that insecure or response of inadequacy or fear, and then re-engage you, connect to decide how to move forward from that point. All right. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have Into the Unknown. Okay. So there's a quote with each one of these. And the quote with this one is, "Trust and all will be revealed." Okay, so especially here in the, whoever's connecting with this, in the space that you're just coming out of, there's a lack of faith and trust in yourself, in what's possible. You feel very limited, very prohibitive, very, possibly inadequate, insecure in the position that you are holding there. But you're reevaluating all of those things and the stars aligning with you to help meet you halfway and bring you forward along the new path of development and to re-engage. So life's an adventure. So new opportunities are going to arise that you may not know how to deal with. This is one of those times. So what's required of you is to trust that the new phase will reveal wonders and miracles as you step into the unknown territory. Be open and receptive and willing to learn along the way. Don't expect yourself to know everything that you need to know before you begin. That's the point of the process. That's the point of the experience, is to process through and engage with those lessons and opportunities and objectives that are going to give you that knowledge and that experience and that adequacy that it is that you seek. So release try to relieve yourself of perfectionistic tendencies. So embrace the imperfection, embrace the discomfort, embrace the, and have patience throughout the process, that what you don't know, you will learn. So you're not only a pathfinder with this card, but a path maker. So whatever it is you're looking for, trust that you'll be safe. Stay aware as you discover all of the new and marvelous information and experience and value that you encounter along the way. Okay, it's not a perfect process. Release yourself from the expectation of perfection, stepping into the unknown territory, and that's going to open you up to the sun to shine down and allow this to flourish and expand and be enriched beyond even your expectation of it. All right, that is all that I have for you in this part, Virgo. I've opened up a Patreon. If you are interested in the extended reading, you can go over there if you want to watch that. If you haven't checked in on the Tea Time in Tarot, I started a daily tarot journal. I post Monday through Fridays. I started doing that just before the new year. So if you want to check in and see what's happening over there, you can check in daily, check in every once in a while, just on the weekends, whatever you prefer, it's going to be available. I hope you have a magnificent and wonderful February, and I will either see you in the extendeds or I will see you when I see you. Bye, Virgo.